It's time now for the FortHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard live on FortHSFootball.com. Download the Spreaker app on your phone to report your scores or tweet them to us on Twitter at FLAHSFootball. The FortHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard is brought to you by ScoreStream, Legacy Team Sales, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association, and the Florida 7v7 Association. Going into his ninth season as the owner and publisher of FortHSFootball.com, here is your host, Josh Wilson. And it is week 1 of the 2018 high school football season. You've got to better believe it is football season here in the Sunshine State, but Mother Nature is trying to wreak a little havoc, and she has already tonight. So it's really very, it's the running joke. Mother Nature's gonna do what she wants. So yes, definitely welcome here into the Friday Night Scoreboard here on FortHSFootball.com. We've got a lot to get to. A lot of games did get played tonight, or are in the process of being played after being delayed here. So we've got a lot going on here. Definitely going to have some of the media call-ins here during the show. So we're going to definitely get to those here as we as we get going here in the scoreboard show. But, man, again, a lot, like I said, Mother Nature just really, really good. Wreaking havoc in certain parts of the state around Tampa Bay, Southwest Florida, those particular areas, they got pretty pell-melted. There were some games that have already been delayed. I already got a couple listed here on the thing. Hillsborough and Plant 7 tomorrow, Dunbar and Charlotte 5 tomorrow, and then Out of Door in Canterbury is going to play 6 on Monday. Then, from what my understanding is, Leonard and Blake will play sometime on Monday, probably a 6 or 7 kick on that game. So, yeah, Southwest Florida, Tampa Bay, those particular areas really just kind of took a hit. And I'll tell you, this is really it seems like we go through this cycle every year, but really you can't, there's just really not much you can do dealing with Mother Nature in the first 6 weeks of the season. That's pretty much what it is. This is what it is. It's Florida, it's Mother Nature, and that's all that. Anyways, if you're listening online right now live, you can also download the Spreaker app, and you can actually chat to us on the app, and you can actually report scores that way, or you can report scores to us through Twitter, and we're going to get to a bunch of these scores here in just a few minutes here, but let's take a look right now, at the top 25, the Sunshine State top 25 scoreboard, looking at some of the games right now. We have an upset alert. Deerfield Beach, how about that? Deerfield Beach takes down Chaminade Madonna. Chaminade Madonna, ranked number 9, takes them down 13-10 tonight. Man, Deerfield Beach kind of have flexed a muscle. A lot of people thought Deerfield Beach might come out of the gate 0-2, 0-3. Well, here we are. Deerfield Beach comes out of the gate at 1-0. The defending Class 3A state champions go down tonight 13-10 to Deerfield Beach. Right now, and we got Miami Northwestern at a final 30-12. Miami Northwestern come into this week as ranked as well, so they're ranked in, I believe, for some reason, I did not put it on my list, but they are ranked, I believe, at 15 or 16. That's where I have them sitting at right now in terms of the overall rankings. Actually, I'll have to take a look at that, and I'll get back with y'all on that one. But Miami Northwestern 30-12 over Miramar. How about this? Clay was down at one point, 20-6 on Fleming Island, comes back very closely, but Fleming Island gets the win 27-20 over number 24 Clay. So right there, the Golden Eagles get the win just to open the season. South Dade up 14-6 right now on Coral Gables. South Dade is ranked right now in our rankings that they're doing pretty well here. Actually, yep, South Dade number 21, got it right here on the list. It would help if I organized the list, I'll be honest with you that. How about this one? And, a lot of people thought this would be a close game, but it's actually not. Miami-Carroll City right now is up 34-16 on Plantation American Heritage. That is in the fourth quarter right now. And looking at some of the other scores, Lakeland right now, number 17 Lakeland is actually up now 21-14 on Manatee. That is in the third quarter. Some of these games did get started late. Right now, I've also got to report Venice right now. Number 16 Venice, one of our featured top 25 battles in the state. Number 16 Venice up 20-14 on number 23 Vero Beach right now. And of course, we got some other scores here that are final here around in the top 25 scoreboard. Number 12 Wekiva defeats Orlando Jones 17-3, and Columbus yesterday defeated Mater Academy 35-0, and Columbus is ranked number 11 right now in the Sunshine State top 25. And how about this? We have another one. This was another featured battle we featured on the game on the games to watch this week on FloydHSFootball.com. Number 10 Reigns falls tonight to Lee 16-15. So yes, Lee gets another win over Reigns, and Lee gets to say, hey, they get a win over the defending Class 4A state champion. So right now, the defending 3A state champ, the defending 4A state champs, they've gone down in losses tonight. Cocoa, the 4A state runner-up from last year, defeats Palm Bay 35-14. Me and Alan Slaughter-Zinski from the Space Coast Daily, we kind of disagreed on that game, but you kind of go with your gut, and you go with you had to take it. And I like what Ryan Schneider is starting to do over there at Cocoa, and he pulls off a big win tonight against Palm Bay in the first meeting in 3 years between the two schools. And of course, we got some games tomorrow, but we're waiting to see here some other scores. Plant and Hillsboro, actually, that was one of the games delayed. Plant right now is ranked number 19, or I think so. Number 19 Plant at Hillsboro. That will be played tomorrow night at 7 at Dead Stadium in Tampa. So a lot going on around the Sunshine State. Some games, good thing that actually some of the top 25 games that are going to be going on tomorrow, and we got those listed here. Number 8, Dr. Phillips at Lee County, Georgia. That is a 11 o'clock kick tomorrow morning, and then we also have got Park Vista at Dwyer, 5 p.m. Park Vista it's Dwyer that is ranked in that thing. That was one of the games that got moved in Palm Beach County due to all the incident last week from the shooting outside the stadium at Palm Beach Central, and they put it to 5 o'clock tomorrow. And then we got Miami Central, Cardinal Gibbons tomorrow. That's a number 5 versus number 3 matchup. Miami Central number 5 versus Cardinal Gibbons number 3. That's a 7 o'clock kick at Dr. Bud Tite Field in Fort Lauderdale. And over at not too far down the street at Brian Piccolo Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, the number 2 ranked St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders is taking on the nationally ranked DeMatha Catholic Stags out of Maryland. And that is actually an ESPN game, and that'll be another 7 o'clock kick as well. So there will be some Saturday night football here in the Sunshine State tomorrow night. So that's a look at the top 25 scoreboard right now here on the FloydHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard. Again, we'll have some of the call-ins coming in here and pretty shortly here as we get going here. Again, a lot going on. Mother Nature's wreaking havoc. I'm actually here in the office in Gainesville, and it's actually raining outside right now. So Mother Nature is playing a little game here. We're having to deal with it, but it is what it is. It's Florida. We just got to go with it. We just have to go with the flow this year. Of course, there's been some changes this year in terms of dealing with the teams. Some teams have moved up in classification. They have realigned a few teams in the lower classifications due to enrollment changes, or they've completed their eligibility to be a full-time member. So some teams have been able to get into place in the classification. Some teams drop down to the Sunshine State Athletic Conference. We're going to have all those scores for y'all here as we roll through the night. So again, if you're listening, you can download the Spreaker app, and you can actually tweet scores to us. You can actually post scores to us in the chat, or you can tweet them to us. So we got a lot going on here in the Sunshine State tonight with everything going on. So again, we're just going to get right into it. A couple of things while we wait. believe Michael Lashio from WNZF is going to actually give a call in here in the next couple of minutes, and we'll talk to him about the two teams over in Flagler County, Palm Coast and Matanzas. Flagler, Palm Coast, and Matanzas. Both of them played tonight in the Potato Bowl, and let's just say that might not be the prettiest score I've seen for that game in the last thing. And right now, from what I'm understanding, is that per Corey Davis from the Lee Rains game, because he was there, they were broadcasting that game on the Prep Zone and NFHS Network over in thing. I'm looking at the tweet, and he said there's something going on about 2 shots fired at the scene at the game. The game's over. The game's final. But apparently this is happening after the game at Rains. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going on. Hopefully I'll be able to get Corey on the line here in the next little bit during the show and see what's going on about that, because that is now would mark the second week in a row we've had something happen at a game or after a game. That's just outside the stadium, and this one's actually in the parking lot at Rains. So we've got to figure out what's going on here. So we'll just kind of get with y'all on that. But again, a lot going on here in the scores and stuff right now. Well, hopefully I get Michael Lashio to call in. We'll talk to him. But we're going to take a look at the Class 1A scoreboard right now. Some of the games are still going on with the teams out in the Panhandle. So we got a lot going on with those scores out there. But we'll get you some final scores here. First up, Freeport and Vernon. They were supposed to play this week. That game got canceled. There was a whole host of issues. It's a deeper story than anybody can really talk about. But Vernon and Freeport, that game got canceled. They mutually agreed to cancel that game, so that's what happened. FAMU tonight over Franklin County 30-6. Madison County a 27-3 winner over Wakulla and Bluntstown. Blows Hal Gracefield 43-0. Pahokee 28-19 winner over Palm Beach Lakes in one of those games that did get moved up to 6 o'clock in Palm Beach County. Branford a 39-12 winner over Monroe Day. Port St. Joe a 50-0 winner over their cross-county rival Weehawken. And Union County picks up a big win tonight on the road at Williston, 18-14. So right now we still got some games that are not been reported or ongoing in the Class 1A scoreboard, but we'll be updating you through the night here up until midnight here on the FloydHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard. So trying to see what's going on with Michael Lashio. We'll try to get him to call in and see what's going on with the thing between Flagler, Palm Coast, and Matanzas, and we'll get him to call in, and I'll actually go ahead and send him a message right now, and we'll actually go ahead and drop into the 2A scoreboard and take a look at some of the games that have gone final in the 2A scoreboard. All of our scoreboards are powered by ScoreStream, and Derek Owen and all the guys at ScoreStream, we appreciate. They have been a wonderful partner for the past 5 years with us here at FloydHSFootball.com. And taking a look at some of the scores, we do have quite a bit of few finals here going on. Northside Christian, a 43-0 winner over Avant-Garde out of Kissimmee. Asilla Christian, a 52-0 winner over Patula Charter out of Georgia. Benjamin, a 30-8 winner over Glades Day. Eagles View, a 49-0 winner over Warner Christian. And again, Branford, a 39-12 winner over Monroe Day. Naples First Baptist, a 29-14 winner over the Evangelical Christian Sentinels. And Admiral Farragut goes over to Delray Beach and picks up a 48-0 win over Village Academy. And looking at more of these scores, Central Florida Christian, a 40-0 winner over Cornerstone Charter. Oak Hall was a 54-0 winner over Florida Def last night. And then FAMU 30-6 over Franklin County. Those are finals within the 2A scoreboard right now. We still got some games out there. Right now we'll check on it, but we know that the Pearson-Taylor Halifax game, that game got delayed due to weather over in Volusia County. So there's like I said, again, Mother Nature has had some effects here and stuff, but we definitely have had a lot go on here in the Sunshine State. So it's one of those things that we've got to deal with here. It's just Mother Nature is just really pouring in, causing us problems. It's one of those things. So, I'm going to see what's going on here. I'm trying to see. Apparently, the Skype line is acting up again. So, and that's what we're trying to think. And let me go ahead and call him on this phone to see if I can get him, because he's trying to call and it's going right to my cell phone, and I'm trying to see why it's doing that. So, I'm going to pull it up here, and we're going to actually try to get him on the line. Y'all won't hear the dial out here on this when I do this, so let me try this right now and see what's going on. Let's see what is going on here. See if I can get Michael Ishio on the line. Actually, if a thing, so let me just trying to. This is the beauty of live radio. And let me see something here. Let me see if I can get him on the line. And we're waiting to see what happens here. So that's kind of ringing in the background. So, hey.
Hello, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike Lashio. Mike Lashio is on the line. We finally got him on the line. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. How's it going? You know, for me, I'm happy to see you here. It's the first regular season night of football season. I'm sure you guys are feeling it, too.
Yeah, Mike. I mean, it's crazy. It's Mother Nature's had some effect on some of the games around the Sunshine State. We're talking to Michael Ishio, one of the voices of high school football in Flagler County at WNZF 1550 AM and 106.3 FM in Bunnell. Follow him on Twitter at Lashio Live. Mike, tell me what went down at the Potato Bowl tonight, because this has probably been one of the more lopsided scores in the last few years.
Well, you know, the last few years, Travis Rowland, he's in his second year at FTC, and he's trying to establish what I would call the Newman mentality, where you're aggressive, you're aggressive, and you play to the whistle. I'm sorry,
it's all right.
It's attacking aggressive style of football. They opened with an onside kick. Their first play was a flea flicker. They were still throwing. They're trying to put points up in a hurry, and they're trying to humiliate teams. And he's brought that here. So we had a couple of close games the last couple of years. And this year, it was just all FTC from the word go.
Man, that's just it seems like it's one of those things. Just the Bulldogs kind of just went off, and that was it.
Now, they have a defense where they're returning a lot of starters. Callan Coates had 85 tackles last year as a linebacker. Dennis Shorter, he's the corner who had 4 interceptions and 13 pass breakups. His counterpart on the other side had 21 pass breakups last year. And on top of that, you have a front line with 2 guys with double-digit sacks, and Tyler Irigoyen and Nelson Paul, a linebacker who's being looked at by Florida Atlantic and Florida International. So they have a talented defense. The question was, coming in, would they have enough offense? And tonight they put up 49 points. They have some things to clean up, but they did show that they could put points up on the board.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing, considering in a few weeks they got St. Augustine High, which that's going to be a big showdown for them right there, considering they did not get to play last year due to Hurricane Irma and all the cancellations. So hopefully, knock on wood, this year that we don't have that issue and that those two schools get to play, because that is going to be a very, very epic matchup of those two teams.
And it's going to be a good test. As a member of the St. Augustine High School class of 1999, I've known Brian Bryson and friends with him since I was 11 years old. Probably nobody on the Flagler County side of things was more disappointed about that game being canceled than I was. It's going to be a good test. FPC has a tough district in District 1AA, where I don't know if you've heard or not yet, that the land upset Mainland tonight, and then
I did
Mandarin
see.
came
I
out
did
only,
hear.
so-
I did hear that, and and I had some people. I had some DeLand faithful saying, "Hey, they really liked what they saw in this team. They thought this team was going to have a chance." And sure enough, what they do, they knock off our number 10 ranked Mainland Buccaneers. So Mainland's going to be dropping out of the FloridaHSFootball.com rankings going into next week. That is a guarantee. DeLand is going to get some looks here now, but it's only one game. You know, you have to weigh the pros and cons after one game. You know, once we get 2-3 in, we really start to see what these teams are made of.
The FPC non-district schedule is really going to test them this year, and games like St. Augustine are going to help them. Games like Sanford Seminole in 2 weeks, that on the road, that's going to be a big test for FPC. Travis Rowland said tonight when asked by our sideline reporter, what's the ceiling for the team? He said state championship, and I agree that the potential's there. They have a lot of work to do. But if they can get through some of this non-conference schedule and that District 1A schedule, they'll have been battle-tested when the year is over.
I mean, that's gonna be a thing that he wants to be battle-tested, considering that they did lose to Boone last year in the first round, and I know that's left a bad taste in their mouth after winning the district.
And I think Boone's experience got the best of them, because Boone's a team that's had a lot of success in the regular season and doing a few playoff games. So I think for some of those kids, it was their third and fourth playoff game. And I think that maybe, and I'm not sure that Travis would be willing to admit this just yet, maybe the spotlight was just a little too big in that first playoff game for them.
Yeah, that's a thing. And just real quick here, let me cut in real quick. The number one Carroll City has defeated the number 4 team in the state and the defending Class 5A state champion, American Heritage, 34-16.
That is a big upset. Now, on the flip side, from Kansas, they are in a district where New Smyrna has John Wilkinson coming up from Cocoa. They have Mainland, of course. That's always in South Deltona with an upset win over University tonight. It's going to be a tough year for Kansas that's graduating their most successful senior class in their entire history. And they're trying to adjust to the flex zone offense. And when you go against the defensive discipline as FPC and you're in the first game of the offense, it's really a tough place to start.
Right.
But they'll have next week off, so they have 2 weeks to regroup.
Yeah, definitely, and that's gonna, especially, the thing, the question, I think the early bye weeks I sometimes wonder about, so maybe a good case in the situation, with Matanzas, but sometimes you wish you had your bye week stuck in the middle. So we'll see how it plays out. But I mean, let me ask you real quick before I have to let you go. Where are you going to be next week?
Next week, with Matanzas being off, we will have New Smyrna down at Flagler Park Coast High School.
Well, that's going to be a good game, especially since, you just mentioned John Wilkinson at New Smyrna Beach now, and a lot of people are putting a lot of faith into the Barracudas down there. So we'll see. That's going to be a good matchup. I really believe it.
The Barracudas got off to a fast start last year, but they had some in-house issues between coaching staff and players, and the team kind of splintered, and it just went downhill from there. But they have the talent to contend, even in the district that has Mainland. They have the talent to contend. So it should be a good matchup for the Bulldogs.
All right. Well, Michael, I appreciate you joining us for a few minutes. Hey, have a great night. Remember, you can follow Michael Lashio at Lashio Live on Twitter. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, Josh. Good talking to you.
Good talking to you as well. That was Michael Lashio from WNZF, 1550 AM and 106.3 FM. But now we do have to take a commercial break, but we'll be right back here on the FortHSFootball.com scoreboard. Again, a lot going on. I just saw that actually Booker T, Washington, and Dillard still going on right now. 36-20 right now over Dillard. So we've got some scores rolling in. Also, hey, how about this? South Sumter picks up a win for the first time in over a year, 43-7 over Leesburg. Congratulations to Ty Lawrence and his team. All right, we'll be back here in about 4 minutes or so here on the FortHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org. Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
All right, welcome back here on to the FloridaHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard. Here live on FloridaHSFootball.com and on Spreaker app. You can download the Spreaker app on your Android or iOS device. Man, a lot going on, and I'm gonna get with Marty Paulman here in just a moment. He's on the line, but a lot going on. Some chaos actually going on after the Lee Reigns game. So, and hopefully be able to get Corey Davis from DuvalSports.com to call in as well. But a lot going on around the Sunshine State. Mother Nature having effect on some certain things here. So again, it's been a little crazy, but hey, we're getting week one in the books in most parts of the state, and that's good. But Joining me now, and he is the voice of the Bishop Kenny Crusaders over at 1010 XL 92.5 FM in Jacksonville. Marty Paulman, appreciate you giving us a few minutes of your time, Marty. I know you're on your way back from Jacksonville down to Gainesville and stuff, but I know a lot.
Actually, I'm still at the beach. We
Really?
just wrapped up a little while ago. I'm driving down A1A as we speak. So,
wow.
but yeah, wrap it up.
I just want to catch you up. You may not have heard, but apparently there has been a shooting in the parking lot at Reigns after the Lee Reigns game, and Corey Davis has been texting me some updates.
Corey has been talking to me as well about that. So I did. I heard just something about that. Not sure about all the details, but it would be the third year in a row that there's been something around.
And I saw Justin Barney from the Florida Times Union tweet out, all the players dropped down on the field during the third quarter. Luckily, it wasn't much, but, if this is, everything, in what's going on is confirmed, and Corey being at the game, I would take Corey's account for this. This is the second week in a row that some high school in the state has had a shooting outside the stadium of a football game. This is not going well. This is not a good look for the state right now. I'll tell you that.
Well, I would again try to, as we talked about on the show on Wednesday night, I would try to at least look into see what this was, what the deal was with it, and what exactly happened, because the shooting last week down in Wellington in Palm Beach County was not involved in the game.
Right.
I'm not really sure. We don't know all the details. And I'm trying to talk to Corey Davis as well, but he did send me a little bit of information. Sorry, I'm just kind of checking up. So
yeah, that's fine.
I shouldn't be doing this and driving and talking to you, but it's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm listening, talking to you. I'm listening to the scoreboard show here in the car in Jacksonville. So there's a lot going on. But
right.
Yeah, following that on Twitter, Lee led that game 16-7. Reigns. Hopefully Corey will call you. Reigns would look like they're out of it. Scored, went for two. Got within a point, and that was it. But Reigns had not lost since losing to Lee last year in the Open. They won 13 in a row, won the big championship. So that's a big win for O.J. Small and Lee. But we'll see if Corey calls and talks about that. But as far as the game tonight, we're out here in Neptune Beach. Fletcher was pretty impressive tonight. The only problem they had was penalties. They had a lot of those. They had 2 touchdowns called back for penalties, and they had a couple turnovers, one in the end zone. Bishop Kenny defensively kind of held. It was a 14-7 game going into the fourth quarter, but Bishop Kenny just couldn't do anything offensively. Their only touchdown was a kick return of 86 yards by Cade Sams, which tied the game at 7 early in the second quarter. Fletcher actually scored a touchdown on the last play of the game on a pick 6. Bishop Kenny's quarterback, George Farman, starting quarterback, was injured in the fourth quarter. They didn't really have on a drive they were making, didn't really have a backup. So, yeah, Bishop Kenny was in the game. It was only 14-7. The Fletchers have dominated it and really from start to finish. Jeremiah Payton, the Miami commit, is everything that he's been advertised. He had 11 receptions, 11 catches in the first half of the game tonight. He ended up with 15, and James Schaefer, the Fletcher quarterback, completed, I think, 17 passes all night. 15 of them were to Jeremiah Payton. So Fletcher's got a nice running back in Trey Johnson. We'll see how they do in that District 7A, District 2 with Lake City, Columbia, and Lee, who beat Reigns. It's going to be tough because I understand Columbia's beating Gainesville as well tonight in Lake City. That game, of course, you and I were in Gainesville, Citizensville last night. At the start of that game, it gets postponed in the first quarter. They moved it to Lake City, speaking of Mother Nature, and then Columbia won the game tonight in Lake City. Ended up being a home game for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing, and there was a lot of complaints from the Gainesville faithful about that one. I mean, I tell you,
my question is, why did they agree to move the game to Lake City? I mean,
that's a good question, and I don't have the answer right now for that, but I figure that's a thing. But of course, as the Tampa Bay Times just tweets from their Tampa Bay home team account, as usual, Mother Nature wins is the real winner. So, and she was the real winner in some parts of the state, not only tonight but last night.
Right. Well, tonight I see in Tampa Bay and down in Fort Myers, they're getting a lot of the weather as well, but to be honest with you, tonight out in Jacksonville Beach and Neptune Beach, it was a really nice night. It was breezy. We were at the top of the press box outside. Nice breeze, sea breeze blowing through. Beautiful night out there. Not a great game for Bishop Kenny, but the weather in Jacksonville's been fine tonight, which we can't always say. And I guess in Gainesville tonight, everything was played. The old and East Side, Santa Fe, Newberry, all those games were completed. So.
Well, when I go over some of these scores right now that I've got from the Jacksonville area and the First Coast region and North Central Florida, I mean, actually looking at some of the things. How about this one? A good showdown at Memorial Stadium in McClenny tonight. St. Augustine, a 14-13 winner over the Wildcats, the 5A state runner-up Baker County Wildcats.
Yeah, Baker County, their only loss last year until the state championship game with St. Augustine at the beginning of the year. They knocked off St. Augustine 2 years ago. So that's a big win for the Yellow Jackets. St. Aug going in there and winning that in McClenny because both those teams are a little younger this year. So a big ball game to start between those two. 1 point game there, as you mentioned, Levy raised by 1 point. So we've had some really good games to start in the area. By the way, I do not have, believe it or not, I have not heard a Bowles University Christian score. So I don't know.
I did see some few scores, and let me go through a few more here. First Coast last night was a 35-7 winner over Terry Parker. Episcopal, a 54-12 winner over Christ Church Academy. I mean, I probably should say, don't call me surprised on that one. Ponte Vedra had trailed early, but they come back and get a big win over their cross city rival. It's not even really a city in Ponte Vedra. It's 35. Ponte Vedra. St. John's County. Rival. Yeah, right. 35-14 over Nice. Of course, Ocall last night, a 54-0 winner over Florida Def, and the Mandarin, a 39-7 winner last night over Atlantic Coast. And how about this? Bartram Trail gets things going off on the right foot, 35-12 over Brunswick, Georgia. Yeah,
Bartram Trail opening with a team from South Georgia tonight. So, yeah, that's a nice win for them to start. The life without Joey Gatewood and Riley Smith begins for the Bartram Trail Bears, the state runner-up last year to Venice. So, nice win for them at home tonight. And, as you mentioned there a little bit earlier, Mandarin, and I think that's a team we're going to talk about in Jacksonville this year as well, where the Alabama commit their quarterback, just beating Atlantic Coast soundly last night on a game that was broadcast in Jacksonville on WJXT and Channel 4 and also on 1010XL. But Mandarin, a big win for them last night, and they're gonna have a shot at the district title. Sandalwood's in that district too, though. Sandalwood's really good. So when Mandarin and Sandalwood play, because Sandalwood beat Reebok last night 21-8 in their opener, Mandarin and Sandalwood's going to be a game to watch in this area. They're the only two 8A schools in the Duval County area, so that will be one to watch in Jacksonville when they play later in the year.
Right, and Corey Davis just tweeted out that he said the stadium is locked down. You cannot get out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long night. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Locked out. I thought everybody left. Okay, well that's not a good situation there.
No,
we hope everybody's okay.
Right.
And this is unfortunate because it sounded like it was a really good game tonight again. The third year in a row that game has come down to the wire. And, that's unfortunate because, that's a really good game between two excellent football teams. A defending state champion last year in Rains, Lee, who's O.J. Small, has really made a state power. So, sorry to hear that. That's really, we hope everybody's okay. And, we saw what happened in Palm Beach County. We talked about it the other night about they kind of jumped the gun maybe, or I shouldn't say gun, that's a bad pun, but jumped to conclusions a little bit.
They knee-jerked. That's a
knee-jerk. And we wonder what will happen with Duval County Public Schools now after this. So we'll see what the reaction to it is. But unfortunately, this is the third year in a row. This is the first time there's been, a confirmed shooting at the game. Like 2 years ago, they thought there was at Rains, and it was actually just a fight. But, it's unfortunate. And, the interesting thing about that is why that's happening between Lee and Rains, I don't really understand, because Rains and Ribault play every year. Rains and Ribault are friendly rivals who are next door to each other, and we never ever have any issues. So not sure what Lee and Rains, what that's all about. Who knows?
But I think some of that's because they play a 2 o'clock game on that game and not a 7 o'clock.
Well, you're right. It's an afternoon game as opposed to 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, which is kind of the stance that Palm Beach County is taking. They want to move games up earlier Friday or play them on Saturday morning or afternoon, and I don't know if that's the answer either. I don't like not having games on Friday night. I think the high school football should be on Friday night. or Friday evening.
It's a tradition.
It's
a tradition. Everybody,
yeah.
You know the schedule in football. Friday night is high school, Saturday is college, Sunday's pro.
Sunday's NFL and Monday night. And you're right. Well, now Thursday, the NFL is a lot more nights, but still, that's the thing. And I don't like college football playing on Friday night either. I don't like ESPN putting games on Friday night for college ball. I think that should be a price. And and they just college football for Saturday, which is what it was. But anyway, getting back to what you were talking about, yeah, interesting first night here in the Jacksonville area, and Fletcher, the game I was at, got off to a good start for them. They're 1-0, and we'll see how they fare as the season goes on.
Right.
But the good news is those are the games, and I understand. In Clay County tonight, Fleming Island was beating Clay. I don't know the final, but I think
it was a 27-20. It was a 27-20 final for Fleming Island.
So Clay came back. It was 27-6. So, Josh, one of your ranked teams goes down to defeat there.
Well, I've had a couple of ranked teams. I actually had how about this one? Number 9, Chaminade Banana, the defending Class 3 state champion, goes down tonight to Deerfield Beach, 13-10.
Yeah, well, we talked to Larry Boosting the other night on the.
But he thought Deerfield was going to come out 0-3.
Well, but he also said that Cardinal Gibbons, and that was their first home game at night on their campus, defending state champions. Deerfield Beach is an 8A school, so keep in mind that's a battle-tested team that plays in South Florida, plays some good teams, and I'm not going to, not to toot my own horn, but I did pick Deerfield Beach to win that game, so I feel a little bit better about that.
Well, congratulations.
I mean, but that really was going out on a limb because I know how good Chaminade Madonna is, so that's an excellent score. I know that we were talking kind of back and forth with our friend Doug Pugh in Big Country Preps, who is a DeLand graduate, but DeLand tonight against Mainland, how about that? A big score from the Volusia County area.
Right, and that was a big one, and of course, we mentioned Columbia 44-21 win over Gainesville, and that game that was started at Citizens Field in Gainesville and finished at Tiger Stadium in Lake City.
The game took so long, it would take 2 days, and was played in two different cities about an hour apart. So 45 minutes to an hour apart. That's how long
you can write that story. You can write that story into the newspaper right there in that case. But hey, Marty, you want to stay? Hey, Marty, you want to stay on the line for a few minutes while I take a quick break?
Sure.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Let's take actually before we go into the break here in a moment here, but I was actually looking at a couple other things. Actually, let me go ahead and go over a couple more scores here before we actually do that here real quick, Marty. I know Ed White was a 38-0 winner over last night over West Side. Oakleaf, how about that? 45-14 over Orange Park. I know, sorry, your alma mater went down. Mine did too, so there's a...
Oh, well, I'm not... I think Oakleaf's going to be pretty good this year, so I'm not that overly surprised. Orange Park won one game last year, so... That was a tough beginning for them against Oakleaf, but a good win for the first year coach at Oakleaf there, Frank Garrison.
For Frank Garrison, and then of course Inglewood a 12-6 winner over Paxson, Stanton 40-0 over Wolfson, Crescent City a 21-0 winner over Lecanto, Menendez 42-7 over Middleburg. It didn't seem like it's sorry. Well, and then Trinity Christian comes back in the second half and gets a 27-22 win over Braden River. Trinity Christian ranked number 14.
Right, Trinity Christian was down, I believe, 2 touchdowns in that game before they came back. So that's a good win for them against a good Braden River team who was playing without their coach, who Kurt Bradley was suspended, obviously, the first 3 games. That's what we talked about tonight. So, but Trinity, nice win for them to come back and start the season 1-0 with a win over Braden River.
Yep, and then how about this? The score at halftime on this game was 62-0. Hawthorne defeats Interlochen 69-0.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about getting taken to the woodshed.
Yeah, and I know that Interlochen has actually been getting better lately. They won a few games last year, but I don't know if that says where Interlochen is. Hawthorne is actually.
New coach this year with Matt Yancey, and he's got he's going to have to do a lot of work there in order to make Interlochen a contender. I'll tell you that.
And watch out for Cornelius Ingram, CI at Hawthorne. I think he's got that program going in the right direction. They could make some noise this year in 1A.
Oh, yes, I definitely agree.
Yeah. But, I would expect Hawthorne to win that game, not expect it to be 62-0 at halftime. That's quite a score. And I understand also Gainesville tonight, Buchholz has beat Eastside again. 6 in a row for them over the rivals. So,
yep.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come out of the commercial break once we come back from that. So, all right, we'll do that. All right, you're listening to the FloridaHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard here on FloridaHSFootball.com, as well on the Spreaker app for your Android and iOS device. Just search FloridaHSFootball.com to find us, and you can actually chat with us on the Spreaker app. So we'll be right back here in about 4 minutes here on the FloridaHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with, from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org. Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with, from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes.
For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
All right, welcome back here to the FloridaHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard. Our scoreboards are powered by ScoreStream. They have been proud partners with us for the past 5 seasons here at FloridaHSFootball.com. Josh Wilson here with you, as we will be each and every Friday night during the season, all the way up through Week 15, the state semifinals. Yes, we'll be here the next 14 weeks afterwards doing these scoreboard shows and having fun with it. And again, a lot going on around the Sunshine State. Got Marty Palman still on the line. He's the voice of the Bishop Kenny Crusaders on 92.5, which is part of the 1010 XL family in Jacksonville. And Marty, I'm going to actually, since we're, our familiar territory is with Gainesville and all that, I'm actually going to drop into the thing, because I've kind of bouncing around between the classification scoreboards and some regional scoreboards here, and I'm actually going to bounce into the North Central Florida scoreboard here in just a moment and take a look at some of the scores going on. But I just noticed that one score that we just had here. And how about PK Young tonight picks up a win, 25-6 over Wildwood, who had actually went 9-0 last season and got bounced in the first round of the playoffs by Frostproof. But PK Young,
well, and we thought they'd be better. I mean, the new coach there is Marcus McDonald replacing Kit Johnson, who we know from Hawthorne and Eastside. He struggled. Really, PK has struggled for a long time in football, but Wildwood also lost a lot of players. I mean, Wildwood's been an interesting, story from not having football 3 years ago, then winless to last year undefeated. So, they've been a really good story, but tonight that is a good one for PK Young to beat Wildwood to open up.
Yeah, that definitely is a good win right there for PK Young. Some scores from the North Central Florida region. We're looking at Swanee, a 35-19 winner over Fort White. I definitely think the loss of Corey Jordan is kind of hurting Fort White right now. I mean, Swanee, and actually the Swanee, it is funny. It's funny. A tweet from Eric Jackson at the Lake City Reporter earlier tonight said the Swanee radio guys say the Swanee and Fort White has become more of a rivalry than Columbia and Swanee. That's like that's like a slick burn in a way, to be honest with you.
Well, and that's actually probably true, because if you look at some of the games Fort White and Swanee have played lately, tonight wasn't very close. They've had some really close games, whereas Columbia has dominated Swanee. I mean, it's not been a close rivalry, and Columbia will probably do that to Swanee next week. So yeah, they do play next week in week 2. But yeah, you're right. That has become a pretty big rivalry between Fort White and Swanee. A good game to open, because you've got to. Kind of even, Fort White in 4A or 3A and Swanee in 5A.
Right. Looking at some other scores. How about this one? The guy, Mike Rideout was on the call over on Y105 here in Gainesville tonight. Santa Fe and Newberry. Santa Fe 31, Newberry 13. That is a final score. Doc Pollard gets his first win on the season with his Santa Fe Raiders. So the big win right there. That's a season open rivalry between those two schools. Has been there for a long time, and that's a good win. Santa Fe starts off 1-0. How about this one? This is a little bit surprising what this score is. Crystal River 20, Dunellen 13. That I did not see. Yes.
That is a surprise, no doubt. Crystal River.
Corey's trying to call in now. Go figure.
All right. Yeah, well, that's for them. Dunellen, is a perennial playoff team, and a team that had a lot of changes this year, a lot of new guys to plug in. So, good win for Crystal River. They went through some coaching changes last year and last couple of years. So that's a good win for them. That's a rivalry game as well between Dunellen and they're pretty much Dunellen's in Citrus County, right there on the Marion border, and then Crystal River as well.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at some other scores, Lake Weir 31-20, a big win for Knox Robinson and his first win as the head coach of the Lake Weir Hurricanes right there. All Saints Academy out of Lakeland is a 49-0 winner over Ocala Christian. Buchholz and Eastside, that was a 38-27 game. Eastside is definitely showing some firepower. I mean, that score has been that score that we have seen goose eggs be given out by Eastside over the last few years. Scored some points last year, but this year they really made it a game with Buchholz. Eastside is going to contend for that District 5A6 championship with North Marion. That is a given right there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I actually like Eastside. North Marion's going to be better, but I like Eastside in that district. Bellevue is going to struggle with a new coach.
Right.
Changing should happening in July. But, yeah, I think Eastside's better. I mean, they hung with Buchholz. Couldn't quite get over the hump. Buchholz is good, too. I mean, Buchholz may be a playoff team again, as they were last year. The only difference will be, of course, they play that district with Barton Trail and Oakleaf and Fleming Island. So it's a really tough road to hoe through that. But, yeah, that's, Buchholz wins that again. That's 6 in a row against Eastside. Eastside, I think, has lost 10 in a row to Gainesville. So they haven't been able to beat their rivals yet, but they're getting closer. Seth Daniels is getting that team there. Just missed the playoffs last year. And if you haven't seen Anthony Richardson, you should. He can do a little bit of everything. He's the quarterback for Eastside. He's a Florida commit. He's a player worth watching.
You have 2020 commit for the University of Florida Gators under Dan Mullen. So I mean that's been a big pickup for Dan Mullen with that 2020 class coming up ahead. Some other scores real quick before I try to get I have to let you go and try to get Corey on the line here to talk about what's happened at the Lee Raines game with the afterfact of the game. Forest 32-27 over Westport. Pretty good game here in Ocala tonight. Branford 39-12 over Monroe Day. And again, we had that Hawthorne score 69-0 over Interlochen. And Lafayette, a 53-33 winner over Brookwood School out of Thomasville, Georgia. Trinity Catholic steamrolls Bellevue 42-0. How about this one? This is one I probably didn't. I think everybody picked Williston and the Gainesville Sun picks, but Union County takes the win 18-14. So,
sorry, say that again?
Union County takes a win over Williston 18-14.
Right. I did see that on Twitter, and yeah, that's a nice win for Ronnie Pruitt's team. That last year Williston blew them out in Lake Butler, and a lot of belief that Williston's a 1A playoff team, but there's a lot of belief that Union County can make the playoffs. So that's a good win for them on the road at Williston to start the season.
And I haven't gotten a confirmation on this one, but from my understanding is that Chief Lynn has blown Trenton out tonight, so that's
41-0 last I saw.
That's the last score I have, and I haven't seen anything else come up, but we'll definitely be thinking there's some still games. I mean, I've seen some games still being played in the third quarter and going into the fourth quarter, so we're kind of late on a lot of games tonight. Again, of course, Mother Nature has had an effect on some games, and of course, with the new 2-hour cumulative time delay now that the FHA has implemented, a game, if there is a 2-hour delay, they have to make a decision. They're no longer going to just wait around. Now, the coaches can agree and decide to wait around, but if they get to a delay and they get to that 2-hour point and they haven't made a decision what they're going to do, they have to conference and do all that. So that's it. The FHA is like trying to clamp down on some of these things with weather delays and stuff because the point system matters now, and these games do matter. So that's the biggest thing right now is making sure that these games get played and all of that. So, but a lot going on. But hey, Marty, I'm going to let you get off of here so that way you can drive safely back to where you're headed, and I'm going to try to get Corey Davis on the line so we can talk to him a little bit. Actually, after I get some more scores in here because I got to get downstate with some scores because I know there's a lot going on. So appreciate you giving us a few minutes and talking to us.
Sure, Josh. Enjoyed it.
Right.
Talk to you again soon.
All right. That was Marty Paulman from 1010XL 92.5 FM in Jacksonville talking to us about Bishop Kenny and Fletcher and some of the other games across Northeast Florida and North Central Florida. So we're going to try to get Corey Davis in. I'm actually going to go back into the school boards. I'm going to jump into the thing. And yes, I'm now getting messages across Facebook about this with the shooting and range, but that's the big thing. Trying to see what's going on with a lot of the scores here we've got going on in Class 8A. We've actually got some scores here. Here we go right now. Osceola, 28-14 winner over Lake Gibson, Kissimmee Osceola, I should say. Sarasota Riverview, 41-6 over Booker. Sandalwood, again, 21-8 winner over Ribault last night. Miami Beach, a 24-16 winner over Dr. Crop. Palm Beach Gardens, a 40-6 winner over John I. Leonard. Flagler Palm Coast, 49-0 over Matanzas. Lake Mary, 21-13 over Palm Bay Heritage. Miami Northwestern, a 30-12 winner over Miramar. Wekiva, 17-3 over Jones. South Dade, 14-6 over Coral Gables. Deerfield Beach, 13-10 over Chaminade Madonna. Lake Brantley, a big winner tonight, 35-17 over Haggerty. Orlando Cypress Creek is a 30-27 winner over Windermere High. Boca Raton is a 36-13 winner over Doral Academy. North Miami was a big winner last night over Miami High, 28-0. Taravella was also a big winner last night over South Plantation, 40-19. How about this? Spruce Creek Steamrolls Sea Breeze, 42-0 in Daytona Beach. East River, a 35-19 winner over Orlando University. Fort Pierce Central, 19-12 over Lyman. Western, 38-6 over South Broward. Pomona over Orlando Oak Ridge. Pomona out of Colorado, 32-14. That game was played yesterday. And we've had George Jenkins, a 26-0 winner over Mulberry. Coral Reef, 10-0 over Reagan. Mandarin Land last night, a 39-7 winner over Atlantic Coast. Winter Park, 48-7 over Lake Nona. DeLand, how about this? DeLand, a big winner over our number 10 ranked team in Class 6A. Mainland, 30-20. South Miami last night, a 62-0 winner over Varela. Haines City, 36-0 winner over Lake Region. Seminole Ridge, 23-6 winner over Santa Lucius. Cardinal Newman, 49-14 winner over Spanish River. West Orange, 56-10 over Olympia. Apopka, 47-0 over Ocoee. Sanford Seminole, 38-13 over Lake Howe. Hialeah, 42-0 over Miami Springs last night. Deltona picks up their first win over Orange City University in 8 tries. 27-19. Oviedo, 48-0 over Timber Creek. And Treasure Coast, a 44 winner over Lake Wells in Lake Wells. Boone, 24-8 winner over Kissimmee Gateway. Evans, 22-18 winner over Orlando Freedom. Centennial, a 23-6 winner over Fort Pierce Westwood. Coconut Creek, 20-7 winner over Coral Springs. Cypress Bay, 23-20 winner over Cooper City. Plantation, a 49-14 winner over West Broward. Miami Southridge last night was a 42-13 winner over American, and Columbus was a 35-0 winner over Mater Academy last night. Let me try to get Corey Davis here on the line here, because I've been trying to get a hold of him real quick here. Let's see if I can actually get him on the line. Yeah, I'm trying to see what's actually going on. I cannot seem to get him on his phone, and for some reason... we might actually get it ringing here. Yeah, for some reason, I cannot seem to get Corey Davis here on the line for some reason, and it's, again... seems trying to figure out why, or you mean it's trying to ask him if he's actually thing. See if I can think if it's for some reason I cannot get him on the cell phone for some reason. I'm trying to get him on there to talk about this thing with Lee and Raines, and keeps going to his voicemail automatically. So I'm trying to let him know what's going on. So I'm trying to get him on, but a lot going on here. But I don't know. Maybe I can actually try to get him on the cell phone here real quick here, and I'll just pull it up to the microphone, and we'll just do it that way. I mean, I'll see what's going on here. See if I can do that. See if a thing real quick. Yeah, he said his phone was at 2%, trying to get him on, but he probably don't have his charger anyways. But a lot going on, trying to figure out why we can't get him on the thing. But again, there's been some issues. Let me take a look at Justin Barney's account from the Times Union, because he was also at the game. A lot going on there with that, with the Lee Raines situation, and trying to see. Let's see if. I don't see. Actually, it doesn't have anything on his Twitter account, so I don't know what's going on. Corey's got the information, but apparently Corey's cell phone has died, so we'll just have to leave it there on that for right now. But actually, let's take a look at Class 7A on the scores, see what we've got there. We'll take a look at that, and hopefully I can get Will Turner from actually, I'm going to let him know if I can get him the thing. Yeah, call him. I'll actually like to get him to call in a few minutes here, see what's going on here. But again, a little bit of a crazy night and thing. But actually, I'm going to give Corey Davis one more try here for some reason. He says he keeps calling me, but apparently for some reason I've always had an issue with Actually, let me bring him on the cell phone here. Corey, I'm going to have to actually do it this way, because for some reason I cannot get with my line, the internet line, to actually get connect to your phone. It always keeps going to voicemail. So I've got you on speaker. Hopefully the microphone, they can hear it on the microphone too with this when I pull it up.
Okay.
All right. So give us quickly what happened.
The game had just ended. It was a great game. The Raines had just scored, went for two. Raines ended up losing 16-15. And then moments after the game ended, people were leaving the game, and all of a sudden we were packing up our equipment, and we heard two gunshots. And then, everybody kind of panicked. Everybody started going crazy. And then minutes later, we see two females bawling their eyes out, and then we heard a Raines coach say that a young man was shot in the face, and then we later heard he's deceased.
Oh man, that's this was just a thing. I just had Marty Palman on too long ago, and a lot of we were just talking about some of the stuff because they had an incident down in Palm Beach County last week, and now this is second week in a row somewhere in the state has had an incident dealing with a shooting outside of a football stadium, outside of a football game.
The third straight year we've had an incident at this game.
I mean, it's kind of wondering. I mean, I'd like to know what Tammy Talley, the county AD for Duval County, is thinking right now. Maybe either. I would assume either one of two choices for next year: pull the plug on the game, and not let them meet each other's schedule, or you move it to an afternoon game on a Saturday.
Or move it to a neutral site. If they're going to play it all, they need to play a neutral site somewhere, because it doesn't matter where it is. Last year it was the league. We had an incident. 2 years ago at Raines, we had another similar incident, and it's just insane. I mean, I cannot describe the situation there. There was multiple cops, multiple fire rescues, fire department was there, the whole entire school around the gym, the locker room, outside the stadium was all roped off. The stadium was locked down. We were lucky to be able to get out of the stadium. The only reason why we were able to get out of the stadium is because we're media. Otherwise, we were stuck in the stadium until the crime scene was taken down.
Wow, that's just literally insane. But I know you're probably. I know you only have so much battery percentage probably left on your phone. So I mean.
Yeah, because I was trying to update people on Twitter and Facebook what was going on. It was pandemonium. I thought the incident 2 years ago was crazy. This even tops that. So let's pray for the young man. Not sure what school, it was Raines for Lee, but I mean, it's a sad situation in Jacksonville.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. Well, Corey, I appreciate you giving us a few minutes to call in. I know wish we could talk a little bit more about the game, but I know your phone battery's dying, so I'll let you get on that so you can get it on charge.
I'm going to try to call you back before midnight. So.
All right, take it easy, Corey.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, that was Corey Davis from DuvalSports.com, just updating us real quick on the whole situation with the shooting at the Lee Raines game. Trying to get into some Class 7A scores here. Let's try to do that before I get Will Turner. We'll actually take a break, and I'll get Will Turner on the line, and we'll talk some Tampa Bay area, Southwest Florida football, that stretch of the particular part of the state. with what's going on. So we got some scores here. Actually, from right now, I'm actually seeing that the Seminole Northeast game was canceled, but I'm pretty sure that they'll probably have to do a makeup. I'm not sure, but it says canceled. We'll figure out what's going on. Cape Coral, South Fort Myers, that is delayed. Let me take a look here real quick, and they will resume at some point tomorrow, so we'll have to find out what time exactly. So they are resuming thing, and from my understanding is that also Gulf Coast and Lely, that game was postponed as well, and they'll pick up the game tomorrow as well. So Pop got 47-0 over Ocoee. First Coast 35-7 over Terry Parker. That was game played was last night. Forest Hill 40-12 over Suncoast. That game was also played last night. Celebration an 18-14 winner over Ponciana. Pinellas Park 42-0 over River Ridge, which that right there tells you where River Ridge might be standing at right now in terms of things that the River Ridge may have taken another step back this year, coming out like that and not winning that game against Pinellas Park at all, and actually not scoring at all. Winter Park walked all over Lake Nona tonight, 48-7. Robinson a 62-0 winner over Leto. Nova a 51-7 winner over Coral Glade. Space Coast a 21-17 winner over Harmony. Sebastian River 21-19 winner over Martin County. Leon a 14-13 winner over Gadsden County. Leon finally breaks through, gets their first win in over a year, actually over 2 years, by getting that win because they were 0-9 last year. Palmetto ran all over Southeast 54-7. Chamberlain a 21-0 winner over Gaither. Will Turner was at that game. Will Turner was actually going to be at Hillsboro and Plant tonight, but that game got moved to tomorrow night due to Mother Nature's fury in the Tampa Bay area. Olympic Heights a 7-6 winner over Boynton Beach. Trinity Christian, 27-22 winner over Braden River. Seminole out of Sanford, a 38-13 winner over Lake Howell. Jensen Beach, 20-6 over South Fork. Melbourne, 21-14 over Titusville. Western, a 38-6 winner over South Broward. Bayside picks up their first win in over a year as well, 23-7 over West Boca Raton. Hialeah, 42-0 winner over Miami Springs last night. Plantation, a 49-14 winner over West Broward. Eastridge falls to Mount Dora, 35-33. That was a good game right there. In Clearmont, South Miami 62-0 over Varela. Columbia 44-21 over Gainesville. Fletcher 28-7 over Bishop Kinney. Fleming Island 27-20 over Clay. Bartram Trail 35-12 over Brunswick, Georgia. Cypress Bay 23, Cooper City 20, Coral Reef 10, Reagan nothing, and Fort Lauderdale a 17-0 winner over Archbishop McCarthy. And there was a barn burner sitting over in Kissimmee tonight between Southlake and Liberty. Southlake a 50-32 winner over Kissimmee Liberty. Lake Brantley 35-17 over Haggerty, and then Eastside falls tonight. The Buchholz 38-27, and Miami Jackson last night picked up a 53-0 win over Morning, and East River a 35-19 winner over Orlando University. Rockledge a 26-21 winner over Vieira. That game went back and forth. Robert E. Lee, which we had talked about, the Lee Generals picked up a win over Rains, the defending Class 4A state champion, 16-15. Of course, the incident that happened afterwards is probably going to pick up more headlines in the game now, unfortunately. Bayshore, this is a huge one for Bayshore out of Sarasota. They are a 24-0 winner over Sarasota. Bradenton Bayshore picked up a win over Sarasota, 24-0. And like Mineola, 20-14 winner over Eustis. Pahokee, 28-19 winner over Palm Beach Lakes. Edgewater edges out their neighbors, Bishop Moore, 24-20 in the Battle of College Park. Forest 32-27 over Westport. Oakley 45-14 over Orange Park. Niceville falls tonight to Tallahassee Lincoln 26-15. Godby runs past Childs 45-24. Boca Raton a 36-13 winner over Doral Academy. And those are the scores that we got right now that are final in dealing with into the Class 7A scores. Actually, we've got a few more now that actually has just popped up here. Lakeland, a 36-14 winner over Manatee. That game did not get played last year, so that game got in this year. Lakeland gets the win. Zephyr Hills, a 34-16 winner over Wiregrass Ranch. And Alonzo falls tonight to Sickles, 17-10. So those are some final scores in the Class 7A scoreboard. So, well, you know what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back. I'll get Will Turner on the line, and we'll talk some more football and Tampa Bay, Southwest Florida area, go through some more of the classifications here. We might actually go a little past midnight with the show because, hey, we got a little bit of flexibility. We're not on a radio station itself, we're online, so. All right, we'll be right back here in about 4.5 minutes here on the FloridaHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org. Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
All right, welcome back here to the 4HSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard here on 4HSFootball.com, as well as the Spreaker app. You can download it on your Android or iOS device, and you can actually chat with us. No one's taking advantage of the features. Probably it's week one. A lot of games still going on, so yeah, it's been crazy. I'll tell you all that right now. It's been Mother Nature decided to wreak havoc on parts of the state, but we should never be surprised by that, especially if in the first 6 weeks of the season that Mother Nature decides to go off on us, and that's how it goes. And got my next guru on the line here of the media people, and a former intern for us, but he's still doing his thing, and he's doing well. Will Turner from Turner Productions. Did I get it right? Did I get it right,
Yes,
Will?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can follow him at TBTurner813 on Twitter as well. So, and you might want to go ahead and plug the other Twitter account too.
Yeah, at WT Pro Tampa. We're doing a lot of good stuff on the site already. Got a lot of good content on the site right now. We're doing a lot of volleyball in the Tampa Bay area. All Tampa Bay area. Got to keep it true to the 813 and kind of where I've grown up over the past 18, 19 years, and put it on for the city, you know?
Yeah, there you go. That's the way you got to do it. And of course, a lot of people hitting up on the 4HSFootball.com site tonight as well for scores and stuff, and probably listening to the show, which that would be nice as well. So that's a good thing in a lot of ways. But Will, I know you originally you were going to be at Plant and the Hillsboro Plant game at Dad Stadium, and then the bottom fell out there, and of course it looks like at one moment you were going to go over to Armwood and Tampa Bay Tech, and then of course you ended up sliding over to Chamberlain, and we're with that actually looking at Chamberlain and Gaither, that what they call the Carrollwood Classic. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I didn't even know it was called that, actually, and it's funny because my mom graduated from Chamberlain in 88, and so I should have known that, but I didn't, which was strange. But yeah, the Carrollwood Classic, and you're right. I was primed and ready to go to Plant High School tonight. Rivalry dating back to 1928, and bottom fell out there. Sky looked like it was going to open up, and I was on I-4 on my way to Armwood, and then I saw a tweet from Bob Putnam saying that they were going to make a final decision at 8:30, and there was another crack of lightning, and I was like, I'm not going to risk it. Ended up at Chamberlain. Carrollwood Classic, traditional rivalry dating back to the 1980s. Chamberlain has turned themselves into one of the premier teams in Hillsborough County, and it's awesome to see how they have progressed. I went to Riverview High School down in the suburbs, and we played Chamberlain my junior and senior year, and I covered those games. And Chamberlain was on a losing trend, but it's insane to see the upward trend for what Jason Lane has done with the program, and the emergence of Tyler Rydell at quarterback has also been a great thing to watch, and their progression over the last couple of years has been a very good thing into a bottom feeder in Hillsborough County, if you will, to one of the top programs, and arguably at the end of the season going to be battling with Hillsborough and Hillsborough and Armwood at the top of Class 6A District 7.
Yeah, that district. I remember when that used to be called the District of Death, when they had like 9 teams in it at one time. That was a few years back, but I mean it's kind of nice to see that it's at least it's a 3-dog race, not a 2-dog race in that district, you know, because hey, I mean that district did take 3 teams last year, and I would not be surprised if they take 3 teams again this year into the playoffs with the point system. So that would be a thing, and to see Chamberlain, to see that in them competing up there with the ranks of Hillsborough and Armwood, that's a good thing for Hillsborough County football.
I think the gap last year was still pretty large between those 3 programs, but I think after I think after the summer, especially with the transfer of Johnny Dixon at cornerback into Chamberlain, I think that gap got even smaller, actually. Because when Chamberlain played Hillsborough last year, it was a pretty wide margin of victory, and then Armwood beat Hillsborough pretty handily. So I think it was still a pretty large gap between those three teams. But I think it gets smaller this year. And I think Chamberlain gave Armwood a run for their money last year. I think Armwood won 24-0. But I think it's less this year. Obviously, I'm sure we're going to talk Armwood here in a few minutes. But Chamberlain has improved themselves. I mean, like I said, Chamberlain was, in fact, a playoff team last year, like you mentioned. So was Gaither. To shut Gaither out, and a good playoff team like Gaither was last season, they regressed a little bit, especially on the offensive side of the ball tonight. But to see kind of what Chamberlain had, I'm seeing them next week as they play Bloomingdale. It's really encouraging. Tyler Rydell, as I already mentioned, he's got some good weapons around him, a good running back behind him. The defense is always great. There's a fantastic pass rush that has always been the hallmark of that Chamberlain defense. And I think Chamberlain has done a very good job in putting that team together. And I think the gap is smaller. And I think they may actually be the second best team.
Yeah, let's talk about Armwood and Tampa Bay Tech right now, because that game is still going on. It's actually got 1:46 left in the game. Tech just scored another touchdown to take a 20-12 lead. So this is definitely, there was talk that, hey, maybe this might be Tampa Bay Tech's year. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting thing. This is going to make my job a little tougher when it comes to dealing with rankings this weekend, because Armwood is ranked number 13 in the Sunshine State top 25, and here's Tampa Bay Tech trying to screw. Tampa Bay Tech, a couple other teams have kind of thrown not so fast, Josh, on this one.
I think all of us sports writers in Tampa Bay, all of us high school football sports writers, kind of freaked out for Tampa Bay Tech once we realized that Michael Penix Jr. was not going to be playing for them next year. He's just learned today that he's going to be the number 2 in Indiana. But I thought Tampa Bay Tech was in trouble, and I honestly did. Their defense was going to be really solid. They've got a nice 1-2 punch in the running back section with Trayshawn Ward and Xavier Freeman. A nice 1-2 punch. And in the spring game against Armwood, I believe they only had 2 passing plays, if memory serves, but they beat Armwood 9-0.
Right.
If that score that you just told me holds, that's the first time since 2001 that Tampa Bay Tech took down Armwood. That's a big...
Right. And Armwood being the the 6A state runner-up coming into this season, that's kind of like that's going to give the Titans a very much a momentum boost going further into the season. Right,
and transitioning back on Armwood and how this kind of cascades to the rest of the area. Armwood beat Sarasota Riverview 44-14 in the kickoff classic last week. Now, what do I think about Sarasota Riverview? All of these questions are now kind of forming in my head going, okay, well, Armwood got beat by Tampa Bay Tech, so you're telling me that Tech could have beaten Sarasota Riverview, and Sarasota Riverview has been a really strong program over the last couple of years. It's tonight, if that score holds, a lot of questions are going to come up. Basically, what's Armwood going to have on the table the rest of the season? What's Sarasota Riverview look like at this point? If they lose to Armwood pretty badly, who lost to Tampa Bay Tech. So a lot of questions.
It's a vicious circle. And by the way, someone did ask me the thing on the score. That was Chamberlain 21, Gaither nothing on that Carrollwood Classic. So that was a final score there on that game. But just looking at some of the things, I'm looking at the 6A scoreboard right now. There's some games down in the southwest part of the state. Cypress Lake and Island Coast postponed. It looks like that's going to be postponed until Monday at 6:30 on that particular game. Sebring and Lehigh, that game, it's been rescheduled for September 11th, and it looks like they may have gotten that game kicked off and then weather delayed. And, of course, South Fort Myers, Cape Coral, that game has been delayed. I'm not exactly sure. I've got 2 different times showing on the thing that they're going to try to make it up on the postponement. So that's made some things very interesting. And looking at Pasco 36-0 over Hudson. So, hey, maybe that's a momentum boost right there. for Pasco to get a win tonight and get the season on track, because I know Pasco has struggled the last few years, and that'll be huge for them as well. They get to build a momentum booster right there.
Yeah, Pasco County's changing. Again, one of the most fluid areas, I think, in Florida high school football is Pasco County. River Ridge, who's always been a strong team, I think was down 35-0, if not more, to Pinellas Park. And Pinellas Park is good. I mean, they beat Boca Ciega 66-7 last week or something crazy like that.
And Pinellas Park, and you did see the Pinellas Park score, right, for tonight?
Yeah, against River Ridge. And
I mean, I was
River Ridge has been a traditionally strong program, and if they're down, Mitchell looks like they might be down after their undefeated season last year. Does that give Zephyr Hills and a team like Wiregrass Ranch a chance to shine? Pasco County is always changing. I think it's one of the most fun areas to cover, especially in that 5A District 8 is always a fun one to cover. That 6A District 6 is always a fun one to cover. So Pasco County might be changing again with who their powerhouses are this year.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, you can start to see a change. I'm starting to see some shifts around the different parts of the state here, to be honest with you. I mean, it's like there's been some different, trends happening. I mean, it's like, now, I mean, a lot of people thought I was a little crazy for putting Miami Carroll City number 1 overall in the state. Well, they proved me right tonight, and that actually proved a lot of people that they're here to play this year. And they actually took down the 5A state champ American Heritage tonight in that one. And actually, the thing, I'll have to pull the score back up, but it was like 36-14, I think it was, is on the score. I don't have it right in front of me right at the moment looking at the scoreboard, but looking at some of these other scores, I'm going through here real quick. Booker T. Washington 36-20 over Dillard. Milton over Pensacola Washington 38-15. Miami Northwestern 30-12 over Miramar. John Carroll 42-7 over Okeechobee. Sun Lake 25-0 over Wesley Chapel. Hopefully that'll be a good that's a good way to start off for Sun Lake, considering that they have been down like the last couple of years and they missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah, Sun Lake is on an upward trend from what I understand. Wesley Chapel had a couple of good seasons last couple of years, but I think from what I understand, Sun Lake is back on the rise. They lost a lot of seniors in after their 2016 season, and that was they had to restart and rebuild. And I mean, you're never going to count Bill Browning out. I mean, he's going to rebuild the team, and that's what he looks like he's done. And a statement went over Wesley Chapel. Again, it's so early in the season, it's hard to tell where that puts Sun Lake and where that puts Wesley Chapel. But Sun Lake, I want to say, had a 22-20 victory over Lakewood, or was either they were on the, I can't remember, I believe they were on the winning side of that. So, and Lakewood was a region finalist last year in 5A Region 3. So, Lakewood might be down, Sun Lake might be up. It's so hard to tell early in the season, who's going to be up.
I tell you, when it comes to preseason rankings, it's almost you're throwing darts at a blind board or something like that. It's kind of like you're throwing darts blind. By the way, we do now have a final on that Vero Beach Venice game. Vero Beach 42, Venice 20.
Okay. Yeah, Venice has got some rebuilding to do. When you lose,
and they don't have, they don't have John Peacock on the sideline either right now for the next next week as well. They're not going to have him either.
Right, they're not going to have him for their first 3 games. I wrote in my Week 1 preview this afternoon. I asked the question: does Venice's strength of schedule, does it hurt them or help them? Because as Doug Pugh said the other night on your show. Your radio show, Venice knows how to put together a schedule, and yes, they do. I mean, having Vero Beach come to them, they've got Sarasota, Riverview next week, and then they're back home against Charlotte. It begs the question if they scheduled too hard for the first couple of weeks. But when you lose 2, I don't want to say franchise because they're not franchise, but 2 of your program's best players in history, in Bryce Carpenter and Javon Hiley. How do you go about rebuilding.
You can't replace. You can't. One, you can't fill their shoes. Two, you can't replace them. That's the thing. So I mean, it's you just have to go to the next man up situation, and I mean, that's going to be very hard for them. I mean, it's going to be hard for them, to be honest with you. It's going to be hard for them to repeat and get back to Orlando this year.
Yeah, because if they get even close, they've got to battle St. Thomas Aquinas, most likely, out of the South in Region 4, and I believe they'd have to go to Fort Lauderdale for that.
Yeah, that would be depending on what how the points shake out. And, of course, St. Thomas Aquinas has the Matha Catholic tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on ESPN2. So that game will be nationally televised for everybody around the state. Of course, there will be plenty of Saturday football now because of Mother Nature dealing with some of these postponements around the state tonight. Looking at some other scores right now. Of course, we had the Chamberlain 21-0 over Gaither, Inglewood 12-6 over Paxson, Gulf Breeze a 48-15 winner over Pascagoula, Mississippi, Crestview 68-0 over Bay, Bayside 23-7 over West Boca Raton, Pace out of the Panhandle 30-20 over Fort Walton Beach, Monarch out of Colorado defeats Dixie Hollins last night 16-14. New Smyrna Beach a 15-8 winner over Everglades Prep. Sebastian River a 21-19 winner over Martin County. Treasure Coast and Lake Wills got into a barn burner in Polk County tonight, 54-44. Holy, I mean, hey, where was the defense? You look at that score, you probably know there's no defense on that one. And Kathleen is definitely going to be. Kathleen's definitely in rebuilding mode. They get shut out tonight at home by Vanguard, 35-0.
Really? That's a big score. I mean, Vanguard's traditionally good. I wouldn't say Kathleen's in a rebuild. I'd say they're more kind of in an in-between state between Polk County contender and kind of on that fringe 5-5 level. I mean, obviously losing Coach Strickland was a big blow.
I will agree. I will agree with you about Strickland because that came right within a few weeks before fall practices started up, and that was and some of it's. I mean, a lot of people like thing. It all was all a result of the teaching certificate, and that's what it boiled down to. It wasn't that he was a bad coach or anything, or they wanted him gone. It was that the Polk County, the school district said, "Nope, you're gone."
Yeah, and it was kind of a crappy way to get him out. But what can we do about that kind of situation?
You can't do nothing about it. And
right,
by the way,
that's the tough part.
By the way, final score: Tampa Bay Tech 20, Armwood 12.
Okay, the upset's complete. First time since 2001, as I mentioned before. That's a big win. It's a really big win. And it kind of changes my 7A District 9 preview. Because I had Bloomingdale kind of winning that district, and I thought Tampa Bay Tech was going to be down, obviously because, like I said, they didn't have Penix, but their defense is good. Obviously, the running attack, like I said before. If they can become multidimensional, which I want to see the final passing stat line, if they can become multidimensional, then they'll be a force. And if that passing stat line is as good as I'm hoping it is, Tampa Bay Tech is going to be, right where they have been in the past couple of years, and they're going to be fine. But the team that's going to be able to compete with them in that district is going to be Bloomingdale. I'm really high on them and what they've got. They've got weapons all over the field. Their defense is really strong. And we'll see what they have tomorrow afternoon against Newsom in their big rivalry game in the suburbs. But Bloomingdale's a team that I'm really high on, but in coming into the season, I had them winning the district. But now after that score, I'm kind of weary going, is Tampa Bay Tech going to hold that spot? We'll find out. I mean, they play at Bloomingdale this year, I believe, and I know Bloomingdale wants that game back because they've lost pretty badly to Tampa Bay Tech over the last couple of seasons, and I know they want that back.
And here we go. I got go for a few more scores. Barron Collier 29-20 winner over Regis Jesuit out of Colorado. South Sumter a big winner. They finally get their first win in 2 seasons. 43-7 over Leesburg. How about this? They were playing baseball tonight at Citrus. It was a 3-0 score for Land O'Lakes. That's a final there.
Yeah, they were playing baseball last week too between Gaither and Jesuit, 7-4 in the Kickoff Classic. A lot of baseball scores lately. I guess we're suiting up We're shooting up and getting on the diamond instead of the football field now.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. Here's that Miami Carroll City American Heritage Plantation score. It was a 34-16 win for the Chiefs. So the Chiefs definitely proved their number one ranking not only in Class 6A but overall in the Sunshine State Top 25. Fort Lauderdale 17-0 over Archbishop McCarthy. Kissimmee Osceola 28-14 winner over Lake Gibson. Jensen Beach 20-6 over South Fork. Tate 28-21 over Choctaw. Spruce Creek 42-0 over Seabreeze. Fort Myers 42-0 over Clewiston. Lake Weir 31-20 over Weeki Wachee. Pine Forest 27-6 over Pensacola. Ed White was a 38-0 winner last night over Westside. Springstead 41-0 over Brooksville Central. No surprise there, to be honest with you, Will, on that particular game.
Say that again. Sorry, I was checking another score.
Springstead 41-0 over Brooksville Central. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, neither am I. Springstead's been a traditionally good program. They're kind of stuck in that Pasco County grinder with Mitchell, Sun Lake, and Land O'Lakes. But, yeah, Springstead's always been a good program. I haven't seen them personally, but they've always been a decent program in Hernando County. I personally haven't seen a lot of Hernando County football aside from H Coast Tech and Hernando last year, but yeah, Springstead's been traditionally good. Always are good for 6 or 7 wins. And Central hasn't had really anything good, even player wise. I know they're always sending guys to colleges, and they're good from an individual prospect level, but not from a team level. Just from what I've gauged, and I could be wrong, but. Yeah, Springstead winning does not surprise me, and Springstead, that's 2 back-to-back big wins for them. They beat Hudson 55-0 last week.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. So I'm trying to take a look. Actually, okay, yeah, looking at a couple of things there. Looking at some other scores real quick here. O'Galley 68-0 over Satellite. Father Lopez 28-7 over Deltona Pine Ridge. DeLand a 30-20 winner over Mainland. Escambia last night defeated West Florida Tech 23-20. And Olympic Heights 7-6 over Boynton Beach. Haines City 36-0 over Lake Region. Columbia was a 44-21 winner over Gainesville. That game started last night, and Gainesville finished tonight up in Lake City when they moved the game up to there. Clearwater 47-0 over Dunedin. That is no surprise there. At South Lake 50-32 over Kissimmee Liberty, and it looks like Mariner and Estero has been postponed, and that looks like that game has been postponed until Monday at 6:30. Looking at seeing if there's some other scores. There's some scores that have not been reported. I don't know what's going on tonight with some of these. Okay, Charlotte Dunbar was postponed until tomorrow as well at 5 o'clock. So I do have that. Looking at some other scores here. Mitchell 35-0 over Anclo. That is actually not surprising at all either. I don't think that Golden Gate and Mockley score is even correct. I just had seen some of that on the thing because there's just no way Golden Gate and Mockley would be leading a Mockley, not in my personal opinion. Trying to look at it. What? Whoa! Hold on. Wait a second. This is shocking here. Breaking news. Even though the last tweet was 23 minutes ago, Golden Gate was up 24-0 at the start of the 4th quarter. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
High school football is a funny sport.
This is a funny animal considering I have a Mockley ranked number 15 in the state. They're highly ranked in Class 5A, and this is the way they come out. This is going to be scratching my head here. This is not a good look for Mockley and Roddle and Anthony's program. But that's just the thing. Middleton 44-0 over King tonight. No surprise. Dearport Charlotte a 35-3 winner over Northport. They had talked about that game not being played because of the weather, but they got it off. Winter Haven 35-12 over Auburndale. And then Navarre's up 35-7 right now in Pensacola Catholic in the 4th quarter. So that's looking at 6A scores. I'm just dropping to 5A, and I'm going to take a break here about at 45 here, and then we'll come back. Actually, this probably will go past a little bit past midnight because I got a little bit of flexibility to do that. So that's the way.
Yeah, you're not tied to the NFHS network anymore, right? Varsity Sports Network.
No, we don't mention those names around here anymore. we don't mention those names around here anymore. But I'm looking at some things here. Looking at the 5A scoreboard. Space Coast 21-17 over Harmony. Swanee 35-19 over Fort White. And then looking at Zephyr Hills, 34-16 over Wiregrass Ranch. I thought that game might have been a little bit closer, but Wiregrass did have.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Yeah, that's a big win for the Bulldogs at Zephyr Hills. How about this one? Bradenton Bayshore, 24-0 over Sarasota. Bradenton Bayshore has struggled the last few years, actually quite a while, and they get a win over Sarasota tonight. And they shut them out at Sarasota, so that's huge right there for them.
As much as I hate to say it, everybody seems to transfer out of Sarasota, so... Yeah,
but usually Sarasota has Bayshore's number, and that's the thing.
Right? Yeah, and you're absolutely correct on that. I don't know, man. Sarasota they've lost a lot of people over the last couple of years. I mean, their star running back Brian Batiste now at Braden River, and I haven't studied a whole lot of Sarasota high school football, but I know they've kind of been average 5-5, 4-16 down there in that district. So. And I know Bayshore struggled the last couple of years, so maybe it's a good turning point for Bayshore, and it looks like down the road they may be able to contend in that district with Southeast and Booker.
Yeah, scored finally out of Tallahassee after a big rain delay at Gene Cox. North Marion shuts out Rickards 27-0. If I calculate it correctly here on the number of points here. 63 plus 27. Looking at it, between the Kickoff Classic and tonight, Rickards has been outscored 90-0. They have not scored a point yet, so that's.
And they've been a traditionally good program up there. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they have been, and they were the playoffs last year, but they're struggling, and it's apparent. It's very evident looking at the score here. Looking at some other scores, Wekiva 17-3 over Jones, First Coast 35-7 over Terry Parker last night, St. Augustine 14-13 over Baker County. Good game there. Up there in McClenny, Fleming Island 27-20 over. Fleming Island 27-20 over Clay. Mosley last night a 49-0 winner over Defuniak Springs Walton. Centennial 23-6 over Fort Pierce Westwood. Bowles crushes University Christian 47-7 in the first meeting of those two schools in a very long time. Fort Myers 42-0 over Clewiston. Stanton 40-0 over Wolfson. Mitchell 35-0 over Anclote. Sarasota Riverview 41-6 over Booker. John Carroll Catholic down in Fort Pierce 42-17 over Okeechobee. And Robinson 62-0 over Lato, which is not surprising there. Inglewood 12-6 over Paxson. Crestview 68-0 over Bay. Pinellas Park again 42-0 over River Ridge. Menendez 42-7 over Middleburg. Merritt Island a 10-0 winner over Holy Trinity. Hardy a 45-0 winner over Fort Meade. Trinity Catholic 42-0 winner over Bellevue. Monarch, Coconut Creek Monarch 44-0 over Pompano Beach. Middleton 44-0 over King. And let's Gabi and Childs. Gabi is a big winner there, 45-24. Trinity Christian 27-22 over Braden River. Jacksonville Trinity Christian, I should say, on that one. So
what was that Braden River score again?
Was a 27-22 win for Trinity Christian. Braden River
22. Okay, so Braden River hung around. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, Braden River actually led at halftime, and then Trinity Christian turned it on.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's, and I said that I thought Braden River was going to be all right without Knowledge McDaniel, the wide receiver that's currently on FHSAA suspension, and without Kurt Bradley for the first 3 weeks of the season. I thought they'd be all right, and for them to, although they lost, to contend with a 5A powerhouse like Trinity Christian. I was talking with Kurt Bradley over the off season. They scheduled so well, and it's another team that Doug was talking about the other night that schedules really well down in Manatee and Sarasota County. They do such a great job scheduling, and they put the players on the field to be able to work with that schedule, and that's a big motivation boost, especially over the next 2 weeks while they're without Kurt Bradley,
right.
To figure out what direction that program is going to take over the next two weeks.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. And actually, let me go ahead and take a break here, Will. We're going to go ahead and do that here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more, catch up on the rest of the scores, because there's still some games out there still being played. Actually, this one just came in, and it looks like, hey, how about East Bay defeats Riverview. The Tampa Riverview is what some people would say 28-14. So that's a final now there.
Yeah, dang Indians got my Sharks again. But hats off to what Frank LaRosa does over at East Bay. They do a great job in building those guys. I absolutely love Frank LaRosa and what he does over there. But they've gotten us. But it is what it is, and that rivalry still rings true to the heart. Even though I've been gone from Riverview for now 2 years, but. Yeah, dang Indians got my Sharks again. But, it's always got to love those rivalries. It was on my list this week that I previewed. And, the Sharks are kind of moving in a different direction with head coach Will Moselle and moved to a spread offense after years upon years of triple option. And, they've got a quarterback in Barry Weiss that looks like he can run it. And they've got a Minnesota come in on the outside and TJ Robinson. And a couple of other playmakers and the future's looking bright.
Definitely, indeed.
I guess they won't get past East Bay for another year.
Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and take another break here. We'll be back here in about 4.5 minutes. Will, you stay on the line, and we'll talk some more scores and look at tomorrow's games, plus kind of maybe set the table for week 2. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like it's already week 1's almost done in the books, so we'll be right back here.
Not for me. Not for me.
Not for me. All right, we'll be back here on the FortHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard right after this.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, the Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org. Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Legacy Team Sales is the official clothing sponsor of FloridaHSFootball.com, serving the entire state of Florida with everything a team needs and beyond. From shirts to ball caps and from jerseys to promotional gear, Legacy Team Sales has it all, including embroidery and screen printing services. Visit them online at shoplts.com or visit their showroom and warehouse at 1417 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala between US 301 and State Road 200. The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has been the state's premier coaches association for high school coaches since 1936. From coaching clinics to all-star games for all Florida High School Athletic Association team sports, The Florida Athletic Coaches Association has something for all coaches to be involved with from Pensacola to Key West. To inquire about membership, visit the Florida Athletic Coaches Association online at floridacoaches.org. That is floridacoaches.org.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
FloridaHSFootball.com is a proud media partner of the Florida High School 7v7 Association. The goal of the Florida High School 7v7 Association is to provide high school football teams around the state an association that complies with Florida High School Athletic Association bylaws and policies while being able to provide off-season training for their skilled position athletes. For teams interested in membership starting in January 2018, visit the Florida High School 7v7 Association online at fh7v7a.com.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with the free ScoreStream mobile app. Just download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video from your game and your rivals. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
All right, welcome back here to the FloridaHSFootball.com Friday Night Scoreboard. Of course, any scorers you did not hear on here or we missed or stuff, we'll be getting those caught up on Twitter here after the show. So we'll be getting all that caught up here as well. Remember, you can go online right now, the FloridaHSFootball.com. This is for the coaches and media members. You can get online right now. It's on the front page of the FloridaHSFootball.com. You can nominate an athlete for Rydell Player of the Week. One winner will be selected in each classification each and every week during the regular season. So there will be 8 winners each week, one per classification, and they'll be getting some cool swag from Rydell and FloridaHSFootball.com. So we've got that going on here with Rydell during the season. So we appreciate Rydell Sports for doing that this year with us. It's probably going to be something that hopefully we can continue on beyond 2018, but this year we're going to start it off and see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Still got Will Turner on the line real quick before I bring him back on. I'm looking at some other scores real quick. Blanche Ely, a 26-10 winner over Stranahan. Spotto, 12-7 over Strawberry Crest. Ridgeview, a 30-27 winner over Nature Coast Tech. And so, actually, let me go ahead and bring Will back on because Nature Coast falls tonight to a team up in Orange Park. Go take a 2.5 hour road trip and fall.
Mean, now, does that score mean something down the road? Probably not. In the grand scheme of things, because Nature Coast Tech is still probably going to win that district. But, I guess it shows that Nature Coast Tech has a chink in their armor, so to speak. I mean, they've always been pretty consistent, whether Justin Worden or Corey Johns has been at the helm. So, that's an interesting score. I don't know much about Ridgeview, but, that's pretty interesting to see NCT go down tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Doug Pugh texted me. He's like, we'll have games played from 9 a.m. until after 9 p.m. when Plant and Hillsborough finish tomorrow. He's not amused.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not amused though. I'm not amused. I'm not amused either. But then again, we live in Florida. It's Mother Nature. What can we do? Absolutely nothing.
Right, but I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. I am quite happy we had the chaos we had tonight. Although I racked up some miles that I didn't want to on the Camry, I get to go see 3 more football games tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? I'll tell you this. I'd rather take the chaos of the afternoon thunderstorms, but not a chaos from a tropical system. Let's just leave it at that, and we'll just leave it there. Okay?
Absolutely. I don't need to lose another month of my season.
No, just knock on wood right now. A couple other scores real quick here in the 5A scoreboard before I go back into the 4A real quick. Palaca 27-21 over Yulee. Hallandale 25-12 over Everglades. And then, from my understanding, if I have not seen an update, it's that Golden Gate Immokalee game that really is... trying to see something here. Let me see if I can find anything a little bit better on in that game, because that one is a mind-blowing thing. If I can get... Okay, let's see.
Well, Josh, you have to consider. You still have to consider it's only week 1. So, you know, although they may lose now, I know they've always been a traditionally great team. But you got to consider it's only week 1. So, them losing to Golden Gate tonight may mean, you know, that they get their act together or something, whatever they've got to do to be able to finish the rest of their season strong. So, week 1. You know?
And they got a very tough university school team that they're going to go play next week in Fort Lauderdale. So it's not going to be easy for them if that's the case. They're going to. I would not be surprised if Coach Ryland Anthony is. Those players might be running a few stadium steps and some gassers out there after that. I wouldn't be surprised.
But maybe that's what they needed. Obviously, you know, U School's always been pretty good as well. So. Maybe that's what they need, and it might make for an even more competitive game against U School next week.
Yeah, and my understanding is that it is confirmed that Naples and Miami Edison right now is in the third quarter at this very moment right now. Naples up 30-0 on Uncle Luke's team. Yes, Uncle Luke is Luther Campbell, the rapper, is the head coach of the Miami Edison Red Raiders this year.
Really?
Yes.
That's South Florida football at its finest.
Let's just put a little something into this, because there was something on that thing. Apparently, Uncle Luke paid for all the team to stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples last night.
That is South Florida football at its finest.
That is above and beyond South Florida football, in my opinion. Okay, let's just leave the story there at that. But that was what was posted on Twitter from Uncle Luke's account, and you know, some people were asking, how does this happen? So, actually, looking at
get Larry Bluestein on the line. Let's get his opinion on that.
I had him on the show the other night. I should have. If anybody had known that we were going to do that, I would have asked. But looking at some other scores here real quick: Westminster Academy over Somerset Academy 13-12. Monsignor Pace 20-13 over Boyd Anderson. Pinecrest 17-6 over Coral Springs Charter. Rutherford 55-17 over North Bay Haven. Of course, we talked about that Hawthorne Interlochen score. Hawthorne led that game at 62-0 at the half, and the blowout was completed at 69-0. Taylor County, apparently a 10-0 winner over Bradford. And Chiefland, 41-0 winner over Trenton. George Jenkins, 26-0 over Mulberry. Cocoa, 35-14 over Palm Bay. Stanton, 40-0 over Wolfson. Villages, 36-0 over Tavares. Gulf, 14-12 winner over Wesley Chapel, Cypress Creek. East Ridge falls to Mount Dora 35-33, and Cardinal Mooney 28-25. Crystal River 20-13 over Dunnellon. University School defeats Glade Central 35-6. So the Glade Central had started out number 5 in Class 4A. They're going to be slipping. Say see you later in the rankings for next week. Key West actually comes from behind and gets a win over Gulliver Prep 17-14. Coral Shores falls tonight to Immaculate LaSalle 27-15. Orangewood Christian 27-7 over Cocoa Beach. Lake Placid 28-21 over Port St. Lucie, and then looking Chipley 24-10 over Mariana, and Calvary Christian out of Clearwater is a 51-0 winner over Umatilla tonight. The Calvary Christian out of Clearwater. So that's some look at some 4A scores and stuff like that. We're finally getting some more scores and all that, but we'll be updating that stuff here once we are done. Actually, looking at something right now real quick here. Tampa Bay Christian, the new kids on the block this year. How about them? An 18-12 overtime win tonight, and I believe they were playing International School of Broward this week. Actually, I think on their schedule. Let me pull that up real quick, but I believe
sounds about right.
Yeah, that's something right. Yeah, but that would be their first. That's their first win as an 11-man football program, because they're new to the whole thing this year. So, congratulations to Tampa Bay Christian.
There's a couple new ones. There's a couple new ones around Tampa Bay with Discovery Charter. over in Lake Alfred.
Yeah, Lake Alfred. Yeah, they're new. They'll eventually be like a 2A, 3A kind of program. Kingdom Prep over in Auburndale. They're now in Class 2A Region 2 this year. So, and they might contend for a playoff spot this year. Considering, just remind everybody, your playoff spots this year in the lower 4 classes, it's no longer 4 teams per region; it's 6 teams per region going. So, I mean,
that's a great thing in itself. There's so many good Tampa schools, and something that Doug mentioned to me the other night, and that he mentioned on the show, Berkeley Prep. If they had gotten in, they would have been the 7th overall seed.
That's a good question.
They were on the outside looking in.
That's a good question about Berkeley Prep and Clearwater Central Catholic tonight, because at one point I did see one score, and trying to take a look at everything real quick here. Let me see if we have got a score reported on that particular game.
I know they're leading. I know they're leading because Josh Youngblood, their quarterback, texted me probably about an hour ago. I know they're leading, but
they're saying now that the game was postponed. They're saying they're
picking it up tomorrow.
Okay, they're picking up tomorrow at 6 o'clock is what they're saying now. It's Berkeley Prep was up 7-0 in that game. So Mother Nature again having some things. Champagnat Catholic 49-26 over Somerset Silver Palms. Taylor County again 10-0 winner over Bradford. Cardinal Mooney. Paul Meckley is back on the sidelines this year, man. This is a big thing with Paul Meckley being back and all that. 28-25 over Bishop Verard taking over the thing. Paul Meckley, he's a legendary coach. Coached 30-plus years at Bradenton Southeast. Now he's the head coach at Cardinal Mooney. Great to see him first win back on the sideline officially as the head man, and that's huge right there. So congratulations again to Paul Meckley for the win tonight. Delray Beach American Heritage 36-29 over Blinn Jesuit out of Miami. First Academy Orlando 58-12 over West Oaks. Again, New Smyrna Beach 15-8. New Smyrna Beach is now where John Wilkinson, the legendary former head coach of Cocoa, he now takes over New Smyrna Beach, and eventually he'll be coaching his son at the varsity level. So because that's where you go. That's where he was going to go anyway. So. Baldwin 52-0 over Hamilton County. Trinity Prep 42-0 over Four Corners Charter. Westminster Christian 30-0 over Palm Glades Prep. I'm looking at some of these. Benjamin 30-8 over Glades Day. Mirror Island 10-0 over Holy Trinity. Father Lopez 28-7 over Pine Ridge. Navarre 35-7 winner over Pensacola Catholic. That's a final. And Cardinal Newman, 49-14 over Spanish River. Palmer Trinity, 41-7 over St. Andrews. Kings Academy, 69-0 over Boca Raton, St. John Paul II. And that's pretty much, I'm trying to look. Apparently, Carrollwood Day beat St. Petersburg Catholic 18-0. So, but that's not totally confirmed. I'll have to find out what's going on with that one. So,
Carrollwood Day has a good little quarterback and wide receiver combo with Chris Butosh and Kyle Benedict. Benedict is a dual sport athlete with baseball, I believe, and Carrollwood Day in baseball last spring made it all the way to the state tournament and lost in the state semifinal to North Florida Christian. But Carrollwood Day, they've got a good quarterback, wide receiver. Their defense is all right. But they've got a good little team over there. Now, is it enough to contend for a playoff spot? Maybe with the 6-team format. I mean, they've always got their test at the end of every season is with Cambridge Christian at the end of the year. So obviously, we won't know. The real test is that Cambridge Christian game, so we won't exactly know until then. But they always have been a decent team. Carrollwood Day has. I mean, they've had a couple of down seasons the last couple of years, but I think Butosh and Benedict could be a nice little quarterback and wide receiver pair. They already had a productive season last year, and I think they're going to continue into 2018 with that.
Yeah, that definitely could be, a chance, especially like I said, the thing, Yep, Irish Bill Hamill out in the Panhandle. The voice of the Navarre Raiders did confirm that Navarre Pensacola Catholic scored 35-7, a win for Navarre out there in the Panhandle. Of course, some of these games did go late with some of the thing. Actually, real quick, I'm going to bounce to the Sunshine State Athletic Conference scoreboard because I had not hit them up this week. Of course, that That one can go right out of the system right there. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Okay, here we go. I mean, looking at some of these scores, Legacy Charter 20-7 over St. Edwards. Masters Academy out of Oviedo 49-0 over Lake Mary Prep. Windermere Prep finished a game that started yesterday, finished it at 10 o'clock this morning. 28-2 over Lakewood out of California. And then looking at Allstate State, beat Ocala Christian 49-0. Superior Collegiate 38-6 over Orlando Christian Prep. Sefner Christian 25-20 over Mount Dora Christian. Central Florida Christian 40-0 over Cornerstone. Inland Grove 18-2 over Somerset Canyons. And apparently the Bradenton Christian Jordan Christian Prep game was canceled. And Jordan Christian Prep was making a stink out of that one. But Bradenton Christian, I mean, there were storms everywhere. What can you do about Mother Nature? You can't. Come on, let's. Again, it's a safety thing.
It happens. It happens every October, every August and September. Man, it's unavoidable. It's games are going to get postponed. Games are going to get canceled. I mean, I like what Rodney Page from the Tampa Bay Times said earlier today. Why not play your first 4 weeks on Saturday morning? Because we're pretty much going to play half our games on Saturday morning anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll just have to check and see how many of these games. I mean, there's some of them are just kind of like, well, what's going on here? So it's like trying to figure out what the deal is.
Yeah, I got to plan my route tomorrow. Still trying to hit 3, like I mentioned before. I'm hoping Hillsborough at Plant got postponed to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Still at Dad's, so that's definitely gonna be my nightcap game. But I'm trying to find a breakfast game and I'm thinking about maybe doing that Bloomingdale Newsom game at 2 o'clock.
Hey, tomorrow in this state, you can have football for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your midnight snack. How about that?
Absolutely, and I am very happy with that. And again, I know a lot of the sports writers in the Bay Area. I may be the only sports writer, maybe in the state of Florida, that's happy that this happens because as a one-man band, I get to see 6 more teams.
You can have it, Will. You can have it. All right. And
hey man,
actually, let me check on that.
Awesome.
Let me check on this one score because Foundation Academy and Cambridge Christian were playing still over at Skyway right now, and that's what I want to check to see what's going on with that because they were still updating. Ooh, there was like 5 seconds left in the game, and this post just came about 20 seconds ago. So let's see. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Cambridge was trying to make a comeback, but it looks like Foundation Academy is going to pull the win. It's going to get the win because they about 4 minutes ago, with about 1:30 left in the game, Foundation Academy was leading 28-3. So the score might be 28-10 final here in a few minutes. So. I'll keep an eye out.
Cambridge is down from what I understand. I mean, they've lost so many seniors over the last 2 years, starting with Jacoby Reddick and Aaron Pierre in 2017, and they lost Jalen Jackson, Jalen Jackpot Jackson, who went to Florida last year. He's as a walk-on. They lost Andrew Cunningham and Richard Garage. They've lost a lot of talent over the last couple of years, so it's going to be a test for what Bob Dare can do. Obviously, he's a legendary coach in both Pinellas and Hillsborough County, especially on the small school scale with the amount of years that he coached over at Northside. And, now at Cambridge he's done some great things, obviously with the state title run a couple of years ago. I like what Cambridge has got. Historically going for them, but they might be down this year, so we'll see what they've got up their bag of tricks. But I don't expect them to be as good as they have been the past couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's definitely a big case right there. Looking at some other scores real quick before I want to sign it off here in a few minutes here anyways. McClay 33-0 over Bell. Chipley 24-10 over Mariana. Northview 46-20 over Lighthouse PCA. Bluntstown a 43-0 win over Gracefield. Dixie County 50-21 over Jefferson County. Okay, that's where I'll have to double check on. Brantford 39-12 over Monroe Day. Bozeman 43-7 over Liberty County. Flomaton, Alabama 27-0 over Jay. Port St. Joe 35-0 over Weehawken. FAMU 30-6 over Franklin County. Crescent City 21-0 over Lecanto. PK Young 25-6 over Wildwood. Hardy 45-0 over Fort Meade. Madison County a 27-3 winner over Wakulla. Baldwin 52-0 over Hamilton County. Baker 42-0 over Holmes County. And yeah, I've got to double check that one. I don't remember Liberty County playing that particular team on the schedule because that's not what I had for this week for them, so I'll double check that. But Union County 18-14 over Williston. Sneeds, I don't have a score for that. Avon Park and Frostproof delayed until tomorrow at 11 a.m. So Mother Nature again had some fits in certain parts of the state. Let me check the Class 2A scoreboard real quick here and see what anything is new on some of these games here real quick. Rocky Bayou, Sherwood Christian 27-14. Victory Christian 28-0 over Nation Christian out of Port St. Lucie. And let's see, North Florida Christian 16-6 winner over Tegua out of Prattville, Alabama. That's if I said it right. Seven Rivers 33-8 over Bayshore Christian. Champagnat Catholic 49-26 over Somerset Silver Palms. Admiral Farragut 48-0 over Village Academy. Northside Christian 43-0 over Avant Garde. And apparently the Carrollwood Days score 25-2 over St. Pete Catholic. That's a final now. I'm trying to take a look at a couple of other things here real quick in these games. St. Joseph 41-12 over Cedar Creek Christian. Hey, St. John's Country Day 49-0 over Merritt Island Christian. That's the head coach Derek Cipoletti's back in the game, and after being away from several years out of the coaching the game, and gets back on the sideline and picks up a win there. Branford 39-12 over Monroe Day. I'm trying to look at a few others here. Naples First Baptist 29-14 over Evangelical Christian, and then pretty much a few other games. Let's see, Indian Rocks and Clearwater Academy were postponed. Keswick Christian St. John Newman, that game got postponed. St. John Newman went back, but no one answered the word if they're rescheduling that game or not. And they're actually supposed to, and the new rules are stated now that they're supposed to have a decision made before they actually depart out of there if the games are postponed. So we're going to see. There's going to be some test of these new procedural rules, and I mean that's going to be the thing there. But Will, you got any final thoughts for the night?
Just that Armwood game is kind of stuck in my head right now. I've got a lot of questions that I guess time will tell, and we'll see what happens for sure. But big games tonight are going to be of that Armwood. Tampa Bay Tech beats Armwood 20-12, and at least in Tampa Bay, and the game I was at tonight, Chamberlain beats Gaither 21-0. I mean that's week one for you. It's back. Football is back, and I'm excited to cover it. Getting away from you guys is kind of branching off has been great. Going independent again.
That's not in a negative way, though.
No, not in a negative way at all. Not a negative way at all. But branching off and going independent has been great. It's been awesome to build a new site and become a good resource in the Tampa Bay area and in a changing landscape in the media landscape in Tampa Bay area, and kind of being able to see what we can do with some things. And we've got a lot of good content on the website right now. We have week one preview, which is still partially relevant considering we're going to play half our games tomorrow. Hillsborough Plant preview, which is still going to be relevant considering we're playing that tomorrow. And a number of other good content. Got some volleyball on the site for any volleyball enthusiasts. A lot of good volleyball content coming over the next couple of weeks. But just kind of doing a lot of good stuff and trying to become a positive resource in the Tampa Bay area for high school sports news, and not just football but volleyball. We're planning on doing soccer and basketball in the winter, and then we'll partner with 813 Preps done by Jarrett Guthrie in the spring of 2019 for the baseball season once again, as I did last year. But we'll partner with them and do some great stuff. But we're excited to see what's going on, and we'll have a lot of good coverage and a lot of wrap-up content from from this week 1 of football. We'll be pulling our triple header tomorrow. Hopefully I'm able to get that all figured out. But yeah, we'll have that content, coming up on Saturday and Sunday, and we're excited to be in the area and excited to start really doing some positive things.
Yeah, let me just before signing off, prayers out to both people who know anyone between the people at Rains and Lee. Not the names have not been thing or who they're connected with, but it was a triple shooting at the game between Robert E. Lee and Rains tonight in Jacksonville. 1 dead, 2 injured in the shooting, and that is now confirmed by WJXT TV out of Jacksonville. So it's this is the second week we've had.
I think our good friend Corey Davis was there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was there. Got a few minutes with him on that, but now it's totally officially confirmed on all of that with the accounts and everything. So it's this is going to be challenging times considering what happened last week in at Palm Beach Central in Wellington, and now this week in Jacksonville. There's just going to be some questions as to why some of this stuff has happened, and it's there's nothing that was thing. Justin Barney just tweeted something from the Florida Times-Union. Shooting after Rains League game tonight is just awful, senseless, nothing that was worth losing a life over. I don't know how you prevent these things from happening. The mantra is we've got to do better, but man, it seems like it just never does. But as Corey said earlier tonight, the last 3 years, there's been something at these games, no matter where it's been played, either at the backyard at Lee or at the graveyard at Rains. And Corey,
it sucks because that's a great game.
That's a great game, and that's a great game, and it's probably going to be behooved between the superintendent, Dr. Diana Green, who just came up to Duval County from Manatee County, and County Athletic Director Tammy Talley to figure out between both of them what do they do about this situation, what are the thing, and hopefully in the situation with Duval County, they don't knee-jerk like Palm Beach County did and start moving game times around and all that, because, I mean, this happened after the game, but yeah, there might be some safety measures needs to be put in place, but at the end of the night, we really got to put the thoughts and prayers in for the families involved with this triple shooting at Rains High School tonight.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's sad, and it's the thing, and of course, in as they say in high school football, it's a funny animal. Anything can happen, and this is what has happened. And tonight, but one more thing, reminder, coaches and media, you can put your nomination in for Rydell Player of the Week. And we'll look through the nominations. You have 6 o'clock Sunday evening to get those nominations in, and then we'll announce the first batch of winners Wednesday night on the FloydHSFootball.com radio show right here on FloydHSFootball.com. So that's pretty much it right there, Will.
Yeah, one final note on the Rains and Jack and Robert E. Lee triple shooting tonight. It's it hits close to home, man, and it's crazy because it's about the kids, and the parents kind of make things about them, and the fans kind of make things about them, and I hate to say it, but it just sucks for the kids because all they want to go out and do on a Friday night is they want to go play football. That's what they want to do. They don't want to have to be bothered by things of this kind of nature, and fans don't want to go out to games scared that there's going to be a shooting. Fans don't want to go out. Fans don't want to have to worry about that kind of thing, and it's just so sad and it's awful. That something that gives such great joy in the state of Florida, like high school football, is going to be ruined like by senseless acts of violence like that. But and it sucks, but it hits close to home, and we just, as a collective community in the high school football world, we just have to be more vigilant. We have to be more aware, and we have to realize that we go to high school football games not for ourselves and not for the other people around us, but to watch the kids and watch the kids go play the game that they love and the game that they want to play and pursue on with their life.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that I'm kind of holding it back on myself, because this is just sad. This is ridiculous. This is just enough is enough. But I think we need to end it there for the night before I go into a little tirade or something like that, and start crying. And I don't want to do that because this is ridiculous. It's thing. But anyways. Remember, Rydell Player of the Week nomination form is up on FloridaHSFootball.com. You can follow us on Twitter, FLAHS Football, and Facebook and Instagram at FloridaHS Football. Anyways, Will, it's been great. Appreciate you. I hope you have a great night and have fun tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll get to go see 3 more games, and we'll have all the coverage on WTurnerProductions.com.
All right, Will, you have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
All right. That was Will Turner from W. Turner Productions out of Tampa, and we'll be getting thing. But appreciate y'all listening tonight. If you missed the show, any part of it, you can go back on FloridaHSFootball.com at any time and replay the show from tonight. All right, Josh Wilson signing off here. A lot of things going on, but hopefully, again, thoughts and prayers to those involved at the Lee Raines game with that triple shooting tonight. 1 dead, 2 injured. Very sad situation over in the northwest part of Jacksonville. Again, a lot going on, but Week 1 is pretty much in the books. If you missed any scores, we'll be getting those up here on Twitter as well on the scoreboards on FloridaHSFootball.com. Our scoreboard's been powered by ScoreStream. We appreciate them, but again, it's been a lot, but it's time for us to sign it off and say goodnight. We'll be back here next Friday night from 10 until midnight. FloridaHSFootball.com radio show on Wednesday night from 8 until 10. Remember to reach for the stars, and hey, anything is possible, and you can do anything you want to do. And so long, and so good night. This has been a production of FloridaHSFootball.com. Copyright 2018, Florida HS Football LLC. All rights reserved.